All right, good morning guys. Jake here. Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. We are out in the wood yard. It is a brisk Southern Connecticut morning. When I got out here, it was about 25 degrees. I think I just looked at the weather app on my phone and it's warmed up to a balmy 28. As you can see, I got the burn barrel going behind me. There's some coals left over in it from last night. And I want to quickly show you guys what I did around here in the wood yard last night, because I'm going to continue doing the same kind of thing here today in this video. Stay tuned.
All right, first we got a quick shot of the burn barrel here. It's going. We got some little ash logs, some cedar in there, some more pieces cut up there. Cut up courtesy of the Milwaukee Hatchet and my dump find Stihl hand blower that's now used exclusively to help get the burn barrel going in the mornings. But here is what we did. So you can see we got a little trail here, and oh, what is that? Wood chips. I had these mountains or piles of wood chips that I dumped here, and I kept meaning to get around to spreading them, and I just never had the time. So yesterday I finally had the time, and I was starting to clean up the wood yard here. And as you can see, it's pretty clean. I got all these wood chips spread last night. I spread a little bit more here this morning because that's where the burn barrel was last night. All of the wood that was bucked up, except for these 3 rounds, has been split or burned. All the big pile of junk wood and crotchy pieces and little cookies and cut off ends that was in front of this pile of logs are gone. I split them all up. The junk pieces I brought back to our bonfire little pit, and the good pieces that were salvageable I stacked up here, and we are going to begin filling up the wood pallet pad. And as you see, if you guys remember a couple videos back, I got these really big pallets that I'm going to be putting out here in front of the pallet pad. And those pallets are the reason why I spent so much time cleaning this area up. Today, or this morning, I'm going to be moving this pile of logs. I realized that having the splitter out here kind of just in the middle of the whole wood yard not only takes up a bunch of space, but once I get the conveyor back, it's not going to be ideal for loading the trailer or transferring wood over to this pallet section, because it's going to be facing the wrong way. So my thinking was to consolidate space and make more room. I'm going to move this pile of logs over by where the grapple is, and they're going to be running, from left to right over here. And that way in the future, or later this afternoon, the load of wood that I have in the trailer, I'll be able to come back along like I usually do, back in, and I should have enough room for about, I'm figuring about 3 trailer loads of wood just to be dumped if all these IBC totes and the splitter and everything isn't here. The splitter and everything is going to be moved parallel to the shelter logic right where these logs are. And then if the splitter is where the logs are, set back a ways, I can have the conveyor out here. I can back my trailer in. I can load into the trailer and also load IBC totes. And when necessary, I can also just make a big stockpile of wood with the conveyor. I'm guessing it'll probably end up being right around where these fresh wood chips are. But everything's on wheels. Everything's going to be mobile. So I can just send wood over by the pallet pad, which is the stuff that's going to be, seasoning for next year. So I think it should really help out just logistics wise and productivity back here, because I'm always kind of in my own way with the wood and everything. So I'm going to cut the chit chat. I'm going to throw the grapple on the tractor. I was using the bucket to spread all of the wood chips. Well, actually, I might spread a little bit more wood chips first while I have the bucket on, just in this area that I was cleaning up late last night. Then the grapple's going on. Then we're going to move some logs. Stay tuned. All right, so we got all these wood chips spread out. Goes real fast with the Kubota L3901 in that bucket. I've never spread wood chips with it before. Only all that dirt when we were doing the backyard and gravel for this Shelter Logic pad and the other one. But man, is it easy to scoop up wood chips compared to heavy topsoil and gravel. It really scoops it up, just absolutely no problem. So I'm gonna throw the Grapple on. We will again test to see if I'm able to hook it up relatively easily with the flat face connectors. I did the same thing as you guys recommended last time. I toggled the switches back and forth with the key in the on position in hopes that it equaled out the pressure, and hopefully it'll go on nice and easy.
All right, guys, here's the moment of truth. Climb on in here. Hopefully, these things will go right on. Oh, that one went on. Is this one gonna give me problems? No. Wow. The second one was a little bit tougher than the first, but man, you guys are right. I'm glad I started a YouTube channel just for that reason. Wow, that made it super easy. All right, let's move this pile of logs. Okay guys, I just had a brainstorm right after I was hooking up the Grapple, and that brainstorm idea was that if I were to move that pile of logs over to this area that I just cleaned up and spread the wood chips, previously I said that I was gonna put them going left to right, kind of with the butt ends facing out. That way I could just come in with the dump trailer and dump a load and, you know, kind of stack them up like so. But I was thinking that that would prevent me from getting logs at the very end of the pile. I would have to work completely from the splitter this way. Whereas if I turn the logs 90 degrees and I put them, you know, parallel with the way that the wood yard runs, for instance, going like left to right, like this, I could separate my piles out by species, by ready to burn ash and stuff that needs to season. And once all of the, you know, IBC totes and the splitter and the tent and stuff are moved, I'll have plenty of room to come in, dump the trailer, and then organize the logs by species, you know, ready to burn, like I said, with the tractor and the Grapple, and make a couple different piles coming back this way, which would help me. That way, you know, if I have an order that somebody wants a cord right away, I know that I have a pile of ash that's ready to go. I can, you know, pull out a few logs, cut it up, bucket up, split it, and deliver, as opposed to it being stuck over, you know, all the way at the end or in the middle of the pile or whatever. So this, I think it'll roughly take up about the same room, because I'll just be making the piles deep instead of wide. So in order for me to do that, I think I'm going to have to move the IBC totes and the pallet and everything before I move the pallet of logs, or not pallet of logs, pile of logs, which is okay because I was gonna have to move this stuff anyway. I'm just gonna have to switch up the order. So I think I'm gonna now have to take the Grapple off, unfortunately, but now that I know how to do it, it's really not that big of a deal because it hooks up no problem. I'll throw the pallet forks on, move these totes out of the way, move this other ash out of the way, move the splitter, and then we can get to the pile of logs. It's always like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like I said, I'm always getting in my own way, and hopefully with all this thought that I've been giving it the past couple days, this setup will work out, and you know, I can avoid doing this in the future, and it'll be a lot more smooth, seamless process. So stick with me. guys, that's another IBC tote filled up with 1/3 of a cord of RTB, or ready to burn for those new subscribers. Ash, we got a little bit more over here. For those of you wondering, this tote just held 213 pieces. I find that it normally holds about 200 to 240 pieces, depending on how small they are and how tight I stack. I'm gonna get this tote out of the way, bring over another tote, and we're gonna stack up the rest of this, get all this stuff out of the way, finally, and then move this pile of logs. I swear to God, if we move this pile of logs by the end of this video, I think I'm gonna be just as amazed as you guys are. So stick with me. Okay, that's it for the wood on the pallet pad. I'm gonna get this tote out of the way. Filled up, I'd say, a little bit more than 1/4 of the tote. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna get this out of the way, pick up the pallets, get them out of the way, get the splitter out of the way, get the tent out of the way, clean up. Okay guys, so as you can see, I finished spreading the wood chips, got the splitter out of the way, got it all cleaned up. Really makes the wood yard look a lot bigger, having all this extra space and just the wood chips down. We pretty much went through all of the wood chips, as you can see back here behind the tractor. The rest I'll just have to shovel into the bucket by hand, but that's another day. We're finally going to move this pile of wood. I decided I'm going to pile it up horizontally. That way I can separate species, wet versus dry, all that good stuff. I moved some big rocks out of the way, as you can see back here. Spread whatever wood chips I could get into the bucket just back over here, but it's not a big deal. It's just a log's gonna be laying there anyway. So I'm going to start moving the pile of logs. Got the grapple back on, went on with no issues. Thanks again to those of you who suggested bleeding or equalizing the system before disconnecting. Big help. And yeah, we're gonna move some wood with the Kubota and Wicked Grapple. So we got all that wood moved. Now I just got to take the backpack blower, blow these leaves out of here. I separated it into 2 piles. We got ash, and then we got, I think this is mostly a mix of maple and oak. It looks like, yeah, I think it's all maple and oak. There might be a hickory log in there as well. That stuff is not ready to burn. This stuff is ready to burn. Oh, looks like, yeah, this log on top is a hickory. I'll have to move that.
It looks like ash. But yeah, so that's good. In the trailer, I have a mixed load of ash and maple, so I'll separate that out as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to get this little area cleaned up for the splitter.
Now I'm gonna hit it with the grapple quick. There's some roots and little stuff sticking up. There is one stump there from a tree we cut down way back when. I don't think the tractor will be strong enough to rip it out. It's pretty big. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, it's right over there. But at least I'll get some of the little surface stuff out of the way, sticks and stuff, and then hopefully I have enough wood chips left to spread out over here.
Well guys, we got the splitter in its new home. I just leveled it out a bit. Those wood chips are gonna need to settle down a bit. I'm definitely gonna need some more wood chips to fill in some spots as I get them. But as you can see, I was using the grapple to get the very last bits. I didn't feel like taking it back off and putting on the bucket. But big changes here in the wood yard. We got a major wood yard renovation done today. As you can see, there's a lot more room. Obviously the tractor doesn't have the chipper on it, which saves a lot of space too. But we got plenty of room for activities here. So I'm pretty happy. I think this setup should work pretty well. I spent a lot of time thinking about it, how it would work. And I think it'll work out pretty well. As you can see, I got the ash on the left, other stuff on the right, a spot in the middle. I can go in and pick and choose with the grapple and the tractor from what I want to split at that particular time. I do think I have enough room even when the conveyor is here to kind of shimmy in here to this spot, or at least get logs kind of close. I'll have to see how that works. Might have to move some stuff around. But like I said, this pine tree might end up having to come down.
Well guys, that's all I got for this one. Hope you enjoyed this little wood yard renovation, I guess I'll call it. Like I mentioned, I think it's really gonna help out productivity wise and just keeping everything nice and neat. Now that I got it neat, the key is keeping it neat and getting rid of all garbage, burning it, splitting it for bonfire wood, whatever. But as always, guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. We're really tickling 1,000 subscribers now, which was my goal. I'm getting there way faster than I ever thought I would. If you liked the video, give us a big thumbs up. Be sure to share it with your friends if they're into this kind of stuff too. And any feedback you got, comments, questions, concerns, anything you saw today that I could do better, leave it in the comments section below. I love reading the comments. I try to reply to every comment on every video. And that's about it. I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you here next time.